Okay, we're recording.
We're recording.
Okay. Hi, everybody. It's Stephanie.
And Christine.
And welcome to Social Distance Zoom Time with Recipe Archaeology.
Here's what happens when your state goes into a place where you need to really shelter in place. Because, what was the number today?
I don't know.
It was 14. It's 1,400, I believe.
It was a lot for our state.
It felt real a lot. So
yeah.
I have been really enjoying this because we're still having our tea time.
Yeah.
We're just doing it virtually.
Well, and also it's just so mother flipping hot and humid outside that, it literally is like walking into a shower.
It's disgusting.
We've got some some retro grill recipes for y'all.
Yeah.
So we are going to brave the heat.
Definitely.
Over a hot grill.
Yes.
Because I'm dying to get into that grill cookbook.
It's all in the name of science. I should go get it. Do you want me to go get it?
Go run get it real quick.
Okay, I'll run and get
it. Hurry up. The rest of you talk amongst yourselves.
Garage door was open.
Ta-da! Yes, BBQ Book, Better Homes. Man, I love those Better Homes books.
Here's what I love about this book. Not only is it look at that. This is so cute. But as you go into the book, these pictures are golden. Really? What is that?
That's a meatloaf with a big old pickle log in the middle.
Look at that.
Slice into it and I'll eat that.
You can grill anything in the grilling book, in the barbecue book.
Yes. Yes. So we've got some on the docket.
Well, and who doesn't like some grilled chicken?
Oh, come on. That's like every night at our house.
That's what we were talking about the other day. We were saying to each other, chicken is the best in the summer grill. Grilled chicken thighs.
Oh, I love them.
Forget it.
I made some really good grilled chicken, just like tender chicken breast out of my new cookbook. I'll show you in a minute. And it used mesquite flavored liquid smoke. It was so good.
So you're getting that smoke flavor without having to do all the work of smoking it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I've never really used liquid smoke before, but this recipe called for liquid smoke, and I was like, okay, I'll try it.
This book uses liquid smoke.
Yeah.
This book uses MSG.
Of course it does.
This book uses so many different, kitchen bouquet. I know. And I looked it up, and it's it's just a sauce, kind of like Worcestershire.
Okay.
That you just use to enhance.
Okay.
So there's a lot of interesting.
Oh, yeah. Those of you watching, we decided to do this fun side-by-side talking because we weren't able to get out to do some social distance outside recently. There's just kind of a lot. It's been busy recently.
It's too hot.
It's too hot and humid. So this was a great compromise to visit and have a little something. What do you have going on?
Okay, so I have taken to having an afternoon coffee. Because we are not going out to get special coffees or whatnot. So I feel like I'm my own barista, if you will.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see back here. Oh no, it's hidden. We have an espresso machine that I fell in love with when I was living in Europe, and then finally figured out that we could get it here, and all this stuff. So it's basically just espresso, sugar, and half.
Okay. And do you do your Nespresso right over ice? Do you put ice in your cup and then put it in under your maker, or do you make it and then chill it and then put it over ice?
Okay, here's what I've been doing now. Okay, so I make the espresso done. but I put the sugar in with the espresso. So it's just in the bottom. So it just kind of, whir that up. Then I add like 4 cubes of ice.
Okay.
Cool it down. Then I add the half and half. Then I add more ice on top.
Okay.
So that the ice at the end stays cool.
Stays cold. Yeah, because I can't stand it when you make it and the ice immediately just starts to melt, and then you just kind of.
Yeah, you're making yourself an Americano.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, that's fine. That's good. But at the same time, you really want the sugar. Like, I need it in the afternoon.
You know what? Welcome to the dark side.
I know. And I've never been that person.
I know. You're always a black coffee drinker, and I have to have all the things.
And I never put it in my tea. I never put it in anything. And all of a sudden, Corona times, like, I need that sugary goodness.
Welcome to the dark side. Actually, I should say the light side, because you got all the milk, the milks and the sugar. Yes.
Yum.
I know. Yeah, that's nice.
What are you drinking?
Okay, this is my new-ish favorite cocktail. So it's just a big splash of bourbon over ice.
Love it.
And then cherry juice and a cherry. And then top it off with whatever tonic you have on hand. And so I'm loving it.
Are you using maraschino cherries?
No, I'm too highbrow. I've decided that maraschino cherries are dead to me. Not having those anymore. So no. So the reason I did this, because the other day I bought dark sweet cherries frozen at the store. I saw them and I was like, impulse buy dark sweet cherries. So I bought them and I brought them home, and I was defrosting them to put them. I made a galette. Is that kind of custard, French custard dessert?
Oh,
it's an eggy fruit, and then you bake it in a custard dish.
That is a clafoutis.
Yeah, whatever. I don't remember.
It's a clafoutis.
Yeah. So anyway, so I bought the cherries to make that, and so I was defrosting, and it came out. I had all this really nice dark cherry juice when the cherries defrosted completely, and I was like, oh, I can't throw that away. So I just threw it in a cocktail glass, and with a twist of orange, got a twist of orange in there.
So good.
And then my favorite tonic water on top, and it's just delightful.
So I used to buy these really expensive cherries.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
That were used, for just like making really great cocktails, right?
Yeah.
Well, hold a moment, because I found them at a considerably smaller price tag at Trader Joe's. Hold on, caller.
Let's see what you got.
Here are the really expensive cherries. These are Luxardo cherries.
I mean, come on. Yeah. They're only for a special occasion.
They're the best.
But they are the best. They're delicious, but they're expensive.
But they're made in Italy. Like this jar, I think, man, is this jar? But I found at Christmas time at Trader Joe's these.
And look at that adorable little jar.
It is a super cute jar. And they're just the same. Let me show you. So much less price tag wise.
Sure.
And they come with stems.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can.
For a cocktail. Yep. Good for you.
And so you can put these, and I've used the syrup as well as the cherries, just like a little spoonful of syrup on just a dollop of ice cream.
Yes.
Just like.
That's what I was thinking we should do tonight, because I've defrosted these cherries and I've just put them in a jar. And I'm like, oh, we need to use these up. So I was like, oh, ice cream.
Trader Joe's.
Okay.
But it was, how Trader Joe's has their things at certain times.
Yes.
Like, we love our winter blend.
Yes.
But it only comes out around
November.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So you have to wait.
Yeah.
The same rules apply to the cherries.
When are they? What's the season?
It's usually in the fall to winter time.
Okay. Okay. So when I go back for my winter blend, I'll look for these cherries.
Cherries.
And stock up.
They're so good.
Okay, what have you been making? I'll tell you what I'm gonna make tonight. What are you making tonight?
Okay, so I've been on this kick that we really need to, because I was really, really busy with like back to school stuff and whatever. And so we weren't eating really well. Like we were just grabbing stuff and going and grabbing, and that wasn't good. And so I went back to starting to like cook every night again. And so last night we had pork tenderloin. That was so good. Mojo marinated pork tenderloin. So an orange juice, kind of like Cuban flavors, marinated that and then grilled it.
So awesome. So tasty. And it seems so fancy, and it's so ridiculously easy.
And pork loins are cheap.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
They are.
Like and they're so tender, and if you cook them to the right temperature, it's just heaven on a plate.
Yeah.
And with it, I got like the Cuban style of beans, but Corona times, realness, like I didn't have a bell pepper. So it was like, how am I going to make a sofrito without a bell pepper? Well, I had picked up some really sweet, like those tiny peppers. I really love them. So I just took a red one, an orange one, and a yellow one, and I just cut it up.
Yeah.
Did it with some red onion because I didn't have any yellow onion. Like Corona times just call for like looking at a recipe and going, how can I make that with the stuff that is in my house?
Yes.
So I just made it up. I looked at a recipe and I was like, Cuban style beans. Okay. This guy says you have to add a little sugar at the end and a little vinegar and blah, 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 blah. And at the end, I was like, these are the best beans I've ever made. Best beans ever.
Did you put any treacle in it?
I wish I had. It wasn't like a baked bean, but it was I don't know how to describe it because it was black beans, and I'm not a bean eater.
Me neither.
Or a bean maker. And so this is my like first foray into really figuring out beans.
Yeah.
And how to cook them really well. But this one, I mean, I wrote it down because it was so good.
Okay.
And I was hoping that I could recreate it. And it was so good that the next day, both of us fought over the beans. Like, so yeah, I mean, it's Corona times call for Corona measures. And then 2 days ago, I made French toast with brioche.
I know, I saw that picture.
I mean, it's just
French toast.
I've been basically looking in my fridge going, what is about to die?
Yeah.
What am I about to throw away? And then I magically make something happen with just the stuff that's about to go bad.
Yeah. When I am in that sort of like, what am I going to make? I don't have anything. And it usually ends up being breakfast for dinner. And so I'll do pancakes or waffles. But I'll tell you what I now keep in my pantry all the time is not Bisquick. Like I like the Bisquick mix, but I'm telling you, Jiffy makes a mix. That's same as Bisquick, but it's Jiffy brand, and I like it better than the Bisquick biscuit mix. Hi, Harry.
You got
And so I have it in my pantry all the time for waffles and pancakes and drop biscuits and, whatever sort of, biscuit situation you need. I'm loving the Jiffy biscuit. It comes in a box just like the Bisquick.
I love that.
Yeah, it's yummy. So that's sort of like that's when same as you, I'm like, I got nothing. And it's breakfast for dinner.
And I feel like I've been in a rut.
Yeah.
Have you been in a rut a little bit?
No, because let me show you what I got.
Yes. Okay, you got a new cookbook.
I treated myself.
Treat yourself, lady.
I treated myself.
You got it. Okay.
I did. And I was like, I got to complete the collection. I've got all of her other cookbooks. And I'm telling you, I've made some yummy stuff.
You love the Pioneer Woman.
I do. And back in the day, like when she came to Norman to Hastings, I stood in line for a long time to get her to sign a book. And then she had another cookbook coming out, and she was at Oklahoma City, and you and I stood in line for pretty much all day.
All day inside 50 Penn Place.
Yes, at Circle Bookstore.
At Full Circle Bookstore, and
yes.
we made friends with the people in front and behind us. We were all in the same line together, and do you remember we were thinking we may not get her autograph?
Right.
Because we're so far in the back of the line.
Yeah. But we got it. And so I saw this in Target, and I was like, you know what? I need to get this because she does a good cookbook.
Oh yeah.
She does a good cookbook.
I mean, up there I have all of them except for the new one.
Yeah. So tonight I'm going to do the cast iron skillet pizza.
Ooh, I've done one of those.
Okay, because I was like, I read it, and I did the dough earlier, so the dough's ready, and she does it in her cast iron because she's talking about how at her new pizza place they do a cast iron skillet pizza, and I was like, well, my grill can easily get up to 600.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, I can do a cast iron pizza, so that's tonight, but I'm telling you, okay. And then, here's an Instapot short ribs.
Oh, I love short ribs.
I know. Well, I'll tell you what. I went to the store today to go get short ribs, and they're so expensive. It was like $10 for 2 little short ribs. So I ended up getting the boneless beef ribs. They were like a fraction of the price.
You can treat them the same.
They were, yeah.
So growing up, I remember my mother making a lot of cube steak and a lot of skirt steak.
Yep.
Okay? We had cube and skirt steak a lot because it was a cheap cut. Ooh, that looks good, y'all.
That's tonight. We'll see how it goes.
Ooh, I can't wait. But now to get, a flank steak or a skirt steak, you're going to pay way more because people figured out that it tastes so good.
It's still pretty inexpensive cut, but
you have to learn how to, you have to learn how to do it. And short ribs, I feel like, are the same way. They used to be really inexpensive. And then
all of a sudden caterers were like short ribs. And
people figured out how good they were.
Yes.
And then they were like, oh. Ooh.
And so this is later on. It's like a sheet pan, a shrimp, where you do you make some croutons out of sourdough bread.
Yes.
And then you put some tomatoes and some red onions and then do your shrimp.
Yes, please.
Right?
Yes.
So that's later on this week. Some capers.
I love capers. That was something, I always bought this big jar of capers at Sam's. Mm-hmm. And recently, they don't have them.
Boo.
I know. So I had to go back to buying the little ones because it's interesting. People, I love capers.
Me too.
They're briny, they're salty, they kind of break when you open them. I think we've talked about this before, but there are people who really don't like capers.
Maybe people who don't like pickles or...
Who doesn't like a pickle?
It's not, but it's salty but I love it in like a shrimp pasta.
But who doesn't like pickles?
I don't know.
I don't think I know anyone. I've tried to rack my brain about this. Who doesn't like pickles?
Everybody likes pickles. At least some sort of pickle.
I mean, you could try a Kool-Aid pickle and maybe they'd like that. You could try a Kool-Aid pickle. That could be your gateway pickle. If there's such a thing as a gateway pickle.
Oh, I love it. I love that. Oh my gosh. That's funny. A gateway pickle.
That's all, people just need, okay. So I was talking with a friend who was saying, we all need to try things at least once.
Yes.
Right?
A no thank you bite. We call it a no thank you bite.
I'm in for always trying something once. I'm in for trying it multiple times and seeing maybe if things have changed and you're better. For instance, every year about this time, my mother buys a cantaloupe, she cuts it up, and she puts it at family dinner on Friday night. And I'm like, I'm never going to like this. She goes, you'll never know if you don't try it again. Maybe your taste has changed. And I'm like, all right, Mom. Okay, I'll do it again.
Because this is what I try and teach at my Addison, namely my boys, but Addison, is that you've got to learn how to eat food and pretend that you got to be able to swallow it and not, because he'll sit there and he'll be like, I don't want to see that gag. I don't want to see that, because at some point you're going to be at some girl's parents' house and you need to be able to eat stuff and swallow it without thinking, pretending like you're going to throw up. I'm like, no, I don't want to see a gag reflex, because at some point you're going to be out in society and you need to be able to eat food like a regular person.
I remember being I'm crying. It's so funny because I vividly remember Addison as a small human, and we are sitting at the dinner table, and you looked at him and he had that look in his eyes like he was going to spit it out. And you were like, don't you spit it out.
No.
Don't you dare spit it out. And I was sitting there trying to not laugh, knowing that it is not the time to laugh. This is a serious thing. But it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen.
And I tell you what, he has come leaps and bounds. And all the other sensory moms can look at me sideways and be like, man, you should be feeding him whatever he wants. No. Because they've got to learn. You've got to look adversity in the face, and you got to learn how to power through. And if that means choking something down.
Choke it down.
If the texture's wrong, I understand, but you got to be in society, and you got to be able to eat a mashed potato at your fiance's Thanksgiving dinner, for crying out loud.
Yes, you have to be able to go to your grandma's house and know that your aunt is going to make a deviled egg with something weird inside of it. You don't know what it's going to be. Could be relish. It could be baby tears. It could be anything. You don't know what's inside of it. But guess what? Your aunt made that, and you're going to choke it down and eat it. And I remember looking at my mom and going, what is that? And she goes, does it matter? Was it prepared for you? Put it on your plate.
Same. Thank you to our mothers. Thank you to those baby boomer mothers who are like, eat it.
It's so much work. I feel bad for these moms because they're making 4 meals.
That's what I used to do that when Addison was little. I used to make 2 meals, one for me and Adam and one for him. And then finally I was like, this is crazy town. I will drive myself nuts if I continue to do this. And slowly over time, he learned how to eat the food we ate.
And he's done really well. He's
done amazing.
He really has.
Yeah. Well, we used to eat a lot of fruit snacks in our house. And then one day I was like, you know what? At some point down the road, my boys are going to turn 50 and go for their first colonoscopy. And the doctor's going to be like, oh my God, this thing is full of fruit snacks. And so I was just like, I had one of these epiphany moments where I was like, no more fruit snacks. I had like this vision of the future where, you see, they record your colonoscopy and you see him there. And he's going to be like, oh my God, your colon is just like encrusted with jeweled fruit snacks.
Like Gushers. Like, yeah. Like, what's that game that, like Candy Crush? The inside of their colon is Candy Crush. It's not a good look.
And so every now and then the boys are like, can we have fruit snacks? I was like, no, your colon. Colon can't handle it.
Okay, so the last time I went to Sam's, it was before July 4th, and I impulse bought a small container of red, white, and blue Skittles. I say small container because I thought this is a good thing. We can portion them out and then it won't be as bad. And it's the only candy we'll have in the house anyway, because we don't have Halloween candy or any crap because we don't have any kids.
Right.
So we actually have to actively like buy candy.
How long did that container last you?
Not as long as you might think. For 2 people, like it was not a healthy choice. And so this time when I went, I was like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't succumb to the Skittles. Don't do it. Thank God there were no red, white, and blue Skittles anymore. And instead, I replaced it with peanuts.
Oh, I approve of that snack.
So
I like that.
I mean, maybe it's a start in the right direction.
I like that.
But
I enjoy peanuts as a snack.
I also got like some jeers from the other people that live in this house, like, you didn't get Skittles. So I understand. I understand your boys and they're like, you didn't get fruit snacks?
No more fruit snacks.
Where are the fruit snacks?
Instead, I got fudge stripe cookies. So I was like, here,
it's a better,
have a fudge stripe.
That's a better way to get your sugar. This is a better way.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. We've gone on for a while now, so we should probably sign off.
Okay.
I know. If you guys enjoy this, give us the like, the thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, share with your friends. We will be getting back to the wacky and weird retro recipes soon with our barbecue book.
Yes, like us on Facebook and Instagram. Please just share us with your friends and your neighbors. Also, if you'd like Christine's Dirty Kitchen as your Zoom, maybe that's something we can share with our Patreons. And you can then
figure out how to do that? Can you figure out how to make your dirty kitchen a Zoom background?
I'm going to try right now, and I'm going to see if I can take a picture of it and then superimpose it, because, I mean, if anyone wants my retro dirty kitchen, which has the original cabinets on it.
Yes.
Figure out
how to make that a Zoom background. I like that idea a lot.
As you guys know, our Patreons for the last few months have been going to food and shelter to support their local homeless shelter in all the things that it is doing to provide meals for underprivileged families. And we will continue to do that just as long as this pandemic is, doing its thing.
And for our Patreon, if you enjoy this method of communication, we are considering doing more of these fun Zoom talks, but only for Patreons.
Yeah. So join us in our fight for hunger, against hunger, and, get yourself a Zoom backdrop.